And we're live. Thank you everyone for joining me. David Salomon here, Simply Splendid Productions, and we're continuing our conversation on Facebook Live. And today I'm talking about Facebook Messenger. And the reason for that is that after you have your viewers have completed viewing your Facebook Live broadcast, they need to have a place to go to connect with you. And one of those possibilities is Facebook Messenger. And I'm just going quickly through the setup of that today, and we'll be using Business Manager, which I believe is the easiest way once you have actually signed up for Business Manager. I haven't been able to find these features in other places, so let's just run through it. Now, first of all, let's talk about scan code. And here we have one here, the scan code. And we're going to find out where to find the scan code and how to use it. So, the first thing we're going to do now is switch across to my Simply Splendid Productions Facebook business page. And I'm going to step you through that to both find the scan code and to make the initial setups to use it, to use Facebook Messenger. So here we go. We want to bring on our Facebook page. Here we are. Now, as you see, in previously I have signed up for Business Manager. There's a lot of things that you don't need Business Manager for. The Facebook Insights, in fact, is the place of choice to do a lot of the ads. But there are some things that doesn't do. This is one of them, as far as I can tell. So, having signed up for Business Manager, we click it at the top here, and it takes us through to another page. Now, this is going to be where all your business details happen. But we're going up here to this Messenger navigation button on the top left and click on Messages. And that brings us through to the Messages page, and down the bottom here you can see this tooltip coming up that says View Response Assistant and Messenger Code. Now that's the one that we're going to use. So that's going to open up here the Messenger code, and the Messenger code for your business page will appear here. And you'll be able to check that because the photo in the middle will be the same as the profile picture on that page. Underneath will be the short URL, or the quick link, and you can use the download button here to just get that image. It's going to give you a number of different sizes to use. I've chosen to download the 1000 pixel PNG because I then used it in other programs that had the capacity to scale down. So scaling down, you're not going to lose the resolution on that image that you would in scaling up. So download it, and you can then put that on any printed material. You can use it on digital material in the same way here. That just bring that up once again, and you'll see that I can bring it up as I am right now in the corner of this bottom corner of the page here. And how do we use that? So we'll just take a moment here and turn that one off. Come back to our main page here, and just bear with me for 1 second as I turn on the iPhone, and I'm going to click through to the Facebook app. Let's just check that that is actually the Facebook app. Sorry, it's the Messenger app that you can get to from the Facebook app as well. See here on the top left, there's a little icon there. That will go directly through to the Messenger app, or you can open it from the app itself. Now, if you click that button at the top left, that will also show you the scan code. Now, you notice this is my personal scan code here, and my username, which is different from the business page that we'll be using. So that is something that can be confusing, just which one belongs to which, because we need to have a personal profile to access a business page. So I'm going to now go to the People button here and onto the Scan Code. And there's two buttons here. We can get My Code, which is again that same one we saw a moment ago, or a Scan Code. Now, this light area in the middle of the screen is actually a, a scanner. So that if I come over here and look at this page, it's going to recognise that scan code and send a message. Now you'll see that there's a message come right back directly. Hey David, thanks for getting in touch. So how did that happen? How do we set up an automated message so that if you're not online to receive that message right at that moment, that people still will get an immediate response? In fact, that's the power of this method of using the messenger, is that if someone sees a broadcast, or they see a poster, or they see your scan page anywhere at all, just by picking up the phone, using the Messenger app, scanning the code, will send a message through to your site. And it's the immediacy of the response that is really gives a sense of response. Even though the message is to say, I'm not online at the moment, I'm not on Facebook, and I can't respond right now, the fact that that message has gone through as an automation makes the recipient feel, okay, my inquiry is on track. And so after having that message there, people know that if they want to make a further inquiry, they can do so, and you've left an indication of how long it'll be before they can expect a response. So how do we do that? So if we go to Profile Assistant, so I need to turn this page back on here, and so we've got the presenter page, and here we go. So we've got this, the messenger was on this tab, and beside it here is the response assistant. Now, if you click through to this button at the bottom, Set Up Response Assistant, that will take you through to another page under Settings, where you can set up these automatic responses. The first one is for general settings, and that's this one here. Use the return key to send messages. This actually is just saying when you click return on a message, it automatically sends. If you have this on no, you need to click the button to send. I like to have the return key to send the message, and on my Mac I use option return to put in a line break without it actually being a return. So that allows me to put paragraphs, to use paragraphs in a message. So let's move on from there to the response assistant itself. And it says here you need to respond to at least 75% of the messages within a day or less to show your response time on the page. So on your business page, on the bookmark column, the left-hand column, you'll be able to see what the viewer will be able to see what the response rate is on the page. Now, what we're interested here is these buttons further on. One is to stay responsive when you don't have access to your computer or phone. I'm going to click yes there, and that then will leave a message. If you're offline, and we'll go back to that in a moment to show where you need to tell Facebook that you're offline so that this message automatically follows through. Hi David, thanks for your message. We aren't here at the moment. We'll get back to you soon. So that's saying if you've turned your active, if you're saying to Facebook, I'm not active on the page at the moment, it will automatically send that message or return that message to someone who sends you a message. The next one is send instant replies to anyone who messages your page. And this is the one that we got before. Hey David, thanks for getting in touch. Your message is important to us. So this is our automated reply to let you know we are not on Facebook right now, but we'll be in touch within the next 12 hours to reply to your message. Thank you. So when you set up these automated processes, it's so that you don't have to be always at the beck and call of Messenger or email, or it's even better than the telephone in some sense, because people will always expect to have an immediate response from the telephone, and if you don't answer, they're going to make some assumptions about that. With Messenger, on the other hand, people can send a message and you can say, look, we're busy right now, but we'll get back to you as soon as we can, or in this case within the next 12 hours, and people will go, okay, I'll put my phone back in my pocket and go on with something else while I'm waiting for that reply. And so that way you're able to reply then when you have time and not occupied by other things. The third button here is to show a messenger greeting, and that will go to someone sending you a message on the first occasion that they send a message. This is the welcome script, if you like. And essentially that's it. Down the bottom we see Messenger Platform, and it's possible to go a whole lot more complicated or more complex responses than this if you have other software attached to it. In this case we're not looking to that, and so we're just going to leave it there. I did want to show you one more thing here when we go to messages. This is back to the first page, and you'll see this is the button where we first access the response assistant and the messenger code, and to the other side is the away button. Now when you click this button to away, Facebook is going to send that second message. So that's quite handy. So if you're only answering messages during office hours, that message can actually tell what the hours of opening are. We open 9 to 5 on weekdays, and we'll respond to your message as soon as we can. So it covers a number of bases there, and I think is very useful. We're going to go into it in the future into more details, but this is the basic setup, and we're going to see a lot more of it. Facebook is promoting it very heavily, as it is with the Facebook Live. And so if you're having an event where you're doing Facebook Live, and it doesn't have to be an event, it could just be a broadcast, where you then flash up the scan code onto the screen, people are going to be able to get their phone out and send a message to you right away. So when you're putting a call to action in your message, in your video, you can say, here's the scan code, send me a message right away and we'll get back to you with whatever information it is. Or send us a message send us a message for more information about this broadcast or this product, whatever the broadcast happened to be. So if you've got any questions about this, please put them in the comments below, or indeed send them to me in a message. Let me put that scan code up right now. And here we go. So if you have any questions, use your iPhone or Android to send me a message, and I'll get back to you straight away or as soon as I can. So thanks for watching. We're covering quite a bit of material on Facebook Live over the next couple of days, particularly the production side of it. We're interested in how do you create content, how do you distribute it, how do you find the audience that is applicable to the content you're creating, and how do we close the gap in our communication so that we can have a more of a person-to-person conversation rather than a passive experience using Facebook Live and Facebook generally. So this is going to be an ongoing and regular series, so please click the subscribe button if you're interested in using this either personally or for your business, and we've got lots of interesting stuff to come, and you'll immediately or just prior to a broadcast receive a notification to say that we've come online. So that's it for Facebook Messenger today, the setup. If you have any further questions, as I say, send me a message or pop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Cheers for now.